but we will arrive at the most fun and exciting series so far, the Clippers and the Mavericks. And Dallas, after getting a counter strike punched in the mouth, just purely dominated in all facets by the Clippers in game 3 and 4. No one has won on at home yet in this series, which is wild to think about. But the Mavs come back and win game 5 on the road. Doncic, 19 points in the first quarter. Shoulder looks okay. He's looking gassed though. Anytime before timeouts, he's given it, and then he's using every second of those timeouts to recover and get ready for play again, because he's bringing the ball up the court almost all the time. Rondo's picking him up full court, and then you've got Kawhi, and then you got Paul George guarding you, and then Morris, who's at least big and seems like he can stay in front of him for the most part, and then they're throwing Batum at him. It's a lot of different looks and so much to put on a kid at his age, and he's just continued to deliver. The third quarter run that Dallas had was truly remarkable. 25-5 run. Doncic hit like 6 floaters in a row and then some crazy step back 3 off of a pick and roll. They tried throwing Boban in there to mix up the mismatches. Boban got posterized by Zubac on a putback opportunity. Wasn't super effective, but enough to just kind of throw the game into chaos and get the Clippers a little bit out of their rhythm and out of their system. And then the Canadian, Dwight Powell, who missed all last season with an ACL injury, had a ton of energy for them. He had a couple great offensive rebounds, a putback slam, was a great role partner with Doncic, and then had enough foot speed to kind of switch and stay in front of guys on the perimeter. So I think you're definitely going to see more of him in game 6 in Dallas. Awesome. Just wanted to shout him out. And then Dorian Finney-Smith with some clutch defensive plays down the stretch. He stripped Kawhi and Paul George once each. Just great defensive presence. Kleber wasn't getting it done on Kawhi, so they had to switch Finney-Smith onto him. And yeah, it in the end, it all comes back to who's the best player in the series, Luka or Kawhi. And tonight it was Luka, 42 points. And he scored or assisted on 31 of 37 made shots for the Mavericks. So there were only 6 baskets scored that Luka didn't have a direct hand in, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, one of my favorite plays of the night, after he went supernova in the third quarter, took his time off, came back in the fourth quarter. You could tell he was still gassed. Like he was barely touching the ball his first couple minutes on the court and still trying to feel his way back and leave enough in the tank for the clutch time. But he just took it and moved just close enough to make the help defender worry about a drive. And then like an instant 3, pass, I think, to Porzingis. But just like the tone and pace that he set was so perfect for like, yeah, there's 5 seconds on the clock. I'm thinking about driving to the mid range and doing that floater I just lit you guys up with. And like just hinting at it just enough to get the defender like subconsciously moving a little farther and like taking advantage of it with a perfect pass. Just every element of the game, it felt like he was in control of when he was hot. And they hung in there well enough when that slowed down to not get too desperate down the stretch.
I cannot wait for game 6, and whoever comes out of this series is going to be battered and bruised, but also have a great shot in that second round against either Phoenix or the Lakers this is the 4-5 series against Utah, because Utah has shown that they've given up high scoring performances to elite perimeter players. And that was Ja Morant. And the year before in the bubble, it was Jamal Murray. And Luka will have a field day against this Utah team that I guess they can throw Bogdanovich, they can throw Ingles, but then besides that, some of their perimeter guys are a little too small. And Doncic is just going to abuse the pick and roll against Rudy Gobert. So it'll be really interesting to see if Dallas gets through. It's a great matchup. And then if the Clippers get through, they have the obvious wing advantage, which has perpetually been Utah's struggle. They just don't have the wing defenders for elite perimeter guys. Um, and so, yeah, it'll be a really interesting matchup either way. I don't really have anything else for this game rather than just directly inject game 6 right beside my vaccine into my veins.
Very excited.